What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today we got another huge leak for Watch Dogs 3. So in this leak, we got the name of the game because apparently it's not going to be called Watch Dogs 3. We got the location confirmed, set in stone, and we got some information on who you can actually play as in the game. So if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I will be keeping you guys updated with everything Watch Dogs 3, GTA 6, all future games like this. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel if you want to stay updated. Let's get right into the video, guys. Okay, so apparently Amazon UK let it slip. They accidentally posted some stuff on the new Watch Dogs game, and we got a whole lot of information because of it. So for the time being, myself and probably a lot of other content creators that are going to be covering Watch Dogs 3 footage are going to continue to call it Watch Dogs 3 until it's 100% confirmed, but this rumor is stating that the game will actually be called Watch Dogs Legion. So based on some of the other story leaks that we've gotten, I've been trying to put things together on why exactly this game would be called Legion, and honestly, I can't really find a correlation. So if you guys understand why it would be called Legion, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. But honestly, I think that's something that we're gonna have to kind of wait and figure out when it gets revealed at E3, because I don't really understand what that has to do with anything that we've gotten so far. I mean, a Legion is essentially like an army or something like that, so there may be some kind of army, some kind of Legion, maybe we're a part of this, some kind of uprising or something like that, but again, we just don't have the details right now to really fully understand what that means. But nonetheless, again, all of this information is coming from an official listing on Amazon UK, so I would say this is pretty legit, especially since we know the game is going to get announced next week at E3. So now that we know the title of the game, not Watch Dogs 3, it's going to be called Watch Dogs Legion, let's move on to the location. So if you guys have been keeping up with Watch Dogs 3 rumors, probably the one thing everybody has heard is that this game is going to take place in London, and it looks like that is confirmed. So the product description says that the game will be set in a post-Brexit world in which society, politics, and technology have changed and altered London's fortunes. So for everyone that was excited to play a Watch Dogs game in London, your wish has come true, and I know, especially, you know, some of the comment sections in some of my past videos, a lot of people are actually not excited at all for London being a Watch Dogs game, but unfortunately, it looks like you're going to have to deal with it anyways. So the product description notes that London has one of the highest surveillance levels in the world, making this a perfect playground. So they didn't actually give any confirmation or numbers on what that actually is, and there's no actual official count of security cameras in the UK online, but it's estimated to be in the millions. But honestly, I don't really understand all the hate about it being in London. I think it would be a perfect place. There's so much variety in the architecture and everything, the landscape, and honestly, I've been really excited for a Watch Dogs game to be played in London. So for everyone who's a little bummed out by this, I would say just wait, give it a chance. I think you're actually going to be impressed. So moving on to the final part of the leak, who you will actually be able to play as in the game. Now this one is very interesting. So we don't have enough information to fully understand what exactly this means, but apparently the listing states that players will be able to play as any character in the game's world. Every individual you meet in the world has a full set of animations, voiceover, character traits, and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. So again, this is quite ambiguous. We don't really know what this means. I mean, are we gonna have like a create a character and then you can just kind of like choose between random people in the world? Or is this just kind of like mini games, something smaller in the game where you can just kind of like choose who to play? We really don't know what it means, but it's kind of interesting to think about. Something that should add a little bit of validity to this leak is once again, Jason Schreier is involved. His name seems to be thrown around in just about every video that I upload, but honestly, him signing off on something is a lot of good news. So Jason Schreier has confirmed that he's heard about the game's location, and he says that in fact, from what I've heard, this game is so ambitious that it's been causing the developers a lot of headaches and may have led to at least one delay. But honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about it from this perspective. Basically, Watch Dogs 3, any Watch Dogs game in the series has been directly related to high-tech things. We've always had so many complicated systems at our disposal. I mean, just in the leaks that we've heard about this game, we have significantly better AI, we have significantly better mechanics, the world will probably be much more detailed, much more open, much more diverse. I mean, we've already heard so much about this game that makes it seem like a true sequel, but now we're getting confirmation that it looks like all of the NPCs in the game are going to be completely unique, and not only that, but you'll be able to play as them. To me, it really seems like they're trying to take this game to the next level. I mean, think about it like this. When the original Watch Dogs released, yes, it was kind of hyped, but it was still kind of like that smaller game that Ubisoft was releasing. People really enjoyed it. The game went over incredibly well, and then it kind of became a game that people were really interested in. Watch Dogs 2 was significant significantly bigger, but it still was really just trying to fulfill the shoes that the first one left, and it hadn't really stabilized itself in the community. After Watch Dogs 2 was a huge success, now we have Watch Dogs 3, and the game is actually a staple in people's lives, and we really expect something big. My guess is they're pouring so much time and effort and money and resources into this game with all of these new systems that it really is going to be that ambitious. They really have shoes to fill with this game, and they don't want to release a game that's not epic. So it doesn't surprise me that this game has been causing a lot of headaches for the developers, because it really is a lot for them to undertake. However, it is kind of interesting that he noted that he thinks this has led to at least one delay of the game. That's interesting to me, because although we've kind of known for a couple years that there would be a Watch Dogs 3, really all the rumors haven't been coming out until recently, especially rumors about release date and stuff like this. That's all been very recent. They really kind of kept this game under tight lock. Now, it's not uncommon at all for games to get delayed, especially before they actually announce a release date, but it's interesting that Jason Schreier points that out, that he believes that. But you have to understand that Jason Schreier and people like him have a lot more information than they even let out to the public. I mean, you find all the time that people like this have this information and won't say anything until something actually comes out, and then they confirm that it's true. These people have a lot more information they're willing to actually give out. If someone else is willing to give that information, then they'll put their 2 cents in it, but they're not really the ones that want to spoil it for everybody else. So he may very well actually know about some kind of delay that he just isn't willing to talk about as of right now. But I think it is very clear to say that this game is going to be very high-tech and very ambitious. And then on top of all that, to solidify it just a little bit more, Daniel Ahmad from Nico Partners also claims that he's heard the same title and description ahead of the leak. So as always, I have to give a disclaimer. All of this is in fact leaked information. It is not confirmed by Ubisoft in any way, shape, or form, so you need to take it with a grain of salt. But honestly, leaks like this coming out so early before the game gets announced and being backed by people that are really big in the gaming industry, I find it very hard to believe that any of this is fake whatsoever. I will definitely go out on a limb and say that I fully believe that Watch Dogs 3 will be called Watch Dogs Legion. I think 100% it will be taking place in a post-Brexit London, and then I think in some way, shape, or form you will be able to play as characters in the open world. I think that one's very ambiguous. I think there's a lot of kind of, you know, gray area and what that means, but I think it probably is a part of the game. I don't think that's made up. So now is when I open up the discussion for you guys. What do you think? I guess the first question I have to ask is, do you believe any of this? Do you believe all of this stuff is true, or do you believe it's completely made up and just a publicity stunt? Second off, going back to the location, like I said, in some of my other videos about Watch Dogs 3 leaks, it seemed like a lot of people were really upset that the game would be taking place in London. I'm really curious as to why that is. A lot of people just seem so against it, but I couldn't really get a solid answer as to why. So I guess my question is, what is wrong with London? Why do you think it wouldn't be good for a game like Watch Dogs? And then on the other hand, what city would you rather it be located in? So chances are this will be the last Watch Dogs 3 leak video that I post on the channel before it's officially confirmed at E3 next week. So I want to kind of go over everything that we know to keep you guys 100% informed. So starting off, when it's going to get unveiled, obviously it is going to get unveiled at E3 next week. We are going to probably get a gameplay demo and a release date expected to be in 2019. Most rumors are pointing towards, you know, beginning of 2020 at the very latest, but my guess is holiday season 2019, somewhere around, you know, September to November. That's when I think we're going to be getting Watch Dogs 3, or I guess I should call it Watch Dogs Legion now. We also got a forum post with a whole bunch of details about the campaign, who you would be playing as, obviously where it would be located. We got another controversial leak stating that there would be a focus on non-lethal weapons. I say this is controversial because a lot of people really liked that it had a whole bunch of guns and stuff like that, but also a lot of people wanted to go back more towards the Watch Dogs 1 era, where there's not really so much of a focus on weapons and more of like outsmarting your opponents. Personally, I'm a huge advocate of the latter. I never really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2 because of all the weapon gameplay. Yes, you could play it stealthy, but it was just so much easier to play it with guns. I would really like Watch Dogs 3 to go back to a place where it really advocates for not using weapons and kind of taking people out with non-lethal approaches, but that's just me. Apparently the parkour is going to be much better. I mean, honestly, it looks like everything is just going to be a step up from what we've seen in the past. I feel like we've been waiting years and years for this game, but fortunately the wait is almost over. Next week, we will finally see the game. It will be unveiled. We will most likely be able to actually see gameplay, and then we will have an official release date for when we can play the game ourselves. I hope you guys are every bit as hyped for this game as I am, because I cannot wait. I need to play it, and I know you guys are excited too. So if you guys want to stay updated with Watch Dogs Legion and really any other game of this sort, make sure to stay tuned on the channel, subscribe, hit the notifications button, and make sure to show your support. But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, doesn't mean like some